Why do you need to late speaker? Keep quiet, Jerry. Can you late speaker?
Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's another wonderful day. Welcome to this morning's morning market review, and I'm going to be our host. My name is Akodiola Komi Joshua, also known as Josh FS. Okay, so yes, first thing first, I'll do my best to acknowledge everybody online currently, then we'll move. Okay, so good morning to Charles Chibata. I can see Abolaji Jeremiah. I can see uh Ade Okowori. Okay. I can also see Ade Abu, right? Yes. If I'm not wrong, Ade Abu Olukunle, Adeyemi Olalekan. I can see Alebode Isedu, Alfonso Sikediashi. I can see Amechi. Anthony Patrick Brown, Akinola. I can see Chinedu. I can see Clement Ibia. David Okoroafo, I can see me, I can see Ekpemski, Hope Ibanga, I can see Ruth Taylor, okay, I can see James Otegbayo, Jeff Dollar, Juna, okay, Junaid Olamilekan, I can see Kate Anyanwu, I can see Nathaniel Amadi, Nnamdi Mbata, Okunyi, Tobiloba Babatunde, I can see Patience Mark Angeline, I can see Peter, then I can see okay, I can see Samuel Adeyemi, I can see Sanari Oteje, okay. I can see Sojifa Rotimi, I can see Tolu Olusoya, Uchendu Joshua, Michael, I can see Victor, I can see Wahab, Akim Adishino, and I can see okay. Um all right. So I think that's all for now. So for those that are just joining us and you didn't hear your name, still the same time saying good morning to every one of you. It's been an interesting week and hopefully it's going to be an interesting day today, being the Friday and the end of the week. All right, yes. I can see some of us are already saying good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. That's Mr. I can see Mr. Jeff Jola. I can also see Adeyemi Olalika saying that. Okay, so before we move on, the normal routine to just do the normal checks up. So if you can hear me loud and clear from your own end, kindly come to the chat section and drop a chat for me to see. Yes, drop a chat for me to see loud and clear, loud and clear. So I'll know that everybody can hear me from their own end. So if you're hearing me clearly, please drop it loud and clear. I'm with you, please. I'll need you to help me and do that. Just drop it loud and clear for me. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Akano Femi, you're saying loud and clear. Brown Akinola saying loud and clear. Jeff Dollar Brown, loud and clear. I can see Dez is also saying loud and clear. Oh, interesting, interesting, interesting. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so if you're unable to hear me from your own end, it means the issue is not from my own side, it's from your ends. You understand? Okay, so I would like you to either change your location or switch off your device, then you on it again. You understand? That will do well. You understand? So thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, I'm yet to start, and I'm seeing Gabriel Samson raising up his hand. Okay, so I don't know, but Gabriel Samson, if you have any issue or you have any question, please kindly drop it on the chat for me to see. Thank you. Drop it on the chat for me to see. All right, because yeah, that's just it. That's the way it is. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're starting immediately right now. So first thing first, like we all know, we'll start with news, the fundamentals. Then from fundamentals, we'll move straight down to technical. Oh, sorry, I'm back. I'm back. There was a little glitch there, but I'm back now. So we're going to work on that immediately again. Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen with us now. Like we all know, we're going to start with fundamentals first. Then after that, from fundamentals, we'll move to technicals, you understand? First thing first, and we all know the drill. Once we're doing that, we do currencies and the likes. We'll take it up from there. But first thing first, let's start with fundamentals. Let's see what has been happening or what is happening currently in the market. All right. So interestingly, as of this morning by 7 a.m., we had an interesting news coming out. But before we do that, let's look at yesterday first. Let's see what happened yesterday. So as of yesterday, we only had news coming out on the USD that was around 130, which is the unemployment claims, and it came out good for them. That's why you're seeing it green on the actual, saying that 227,000 people are the ones claiming not to be employed, which is better than even the previous that was 232,000. And the forecast, forecasting that 236,000 people will be claiming not to be employed. You understand? But yes, the number that came out is 227,000, so it's good. And then as at 6:15 p.m., we had member Waller speak. Yeah, he spoke again, and yes, like we all know, the strength of the speech cannot be measured. You understand? The only reaction you're going to be getting is how the market moves. You understand? Either it moves to the upside or the downside. Also, let's move further. We're going to be going to today's news. Yeah, so today's news, news came out on GBP this morning. That's the GDP month to month, and it came out negative for them, which means it is expected for the GBP currency to be weak. Then it's also saying there's a news coming out on CNY, that's Chinese yuan new loans, although that we don't trade on our own platform, is saying tentative. Then at the same time, we have a news coming out by 1:30 on Canadian dollars. That's employment change and the unemployment rate. So that news will be coming out by 1:30 on the dot. And we know the drill. If it comes out green, which is good for the Canadian dollar at that point, it means you should buy. And if it comes out red, it means it is bad, negative for them, then you sell. But with that being said, as of early hours of this morning today, we had President Trump dropping his own news. He made a statement, a speech, which actually moved the market. Within that was around the early hours of today, around 1. You understand? He was talking about increments to on tariffs. Yes, trying to get the news. Came out as this morning, so we'll be able to see it. Yes, around 1. So this is it. You see, Trump to impose 35% tariff on goods from Canada. You understand? Then that came late after the first information that he dropped, which was they're just going to say that all remaining other countries are going to be paying tax in increase of around 20% and above. Okay, so let me open it so we'll see it. Let me try and open it so we see it. And these are some of the things that moved the market this morning. You discover that by the time we start checking the chart now, technically you see it on some of these instruments that appeared with USD. You understand? So let's see. Okay, so the first one say this was the first news that came out before the second one of the 35% tariff on Canadian dollars on Canada. You understand? He said we are just going to say all of the remaining countries are going to pay 20% or 15%. You understand? Now, on making this statement, he affected the market and the price of the market started moving. You understand? Trump was telling NBC that EU and Canada would receive new tariff rate letters either today or tomorrow. This was as early hours of this morning. And immediately he said that too. He moved the market. You know, he said, Trump tells NBC News, I think I will have a major statement to make on Russia on Monday too. All these things. So since he's saying this on Monday, all this came up on Twitter. He was tweeting and all the likes. You understand? So as he's saying all these things, we should also have, he's already giving us a green light that on Monday, for this one, on Monday, we should expect the market to also move too. Although nobody knows the time it's going to come out, you understand? So because of that, we should just keep our fingers or our hands crossed, you understand? That's for the first one. Then the next one that came out was this Trump to impose 35% tariff goods on Canada. And as of this morning already, I was already seeing it on on CNN, whereby it's saying that Canada that is already getting themselves ready on retaliating. You understand? Okay, so that's how it's going to be. And if they are going to retaliate, we should expect that the market is going to move. You understand? All this came out as at 1 a.m. so minutes after 1 a.m. this morning. You understand? So all these are the major news or some of the things that affected the market as of this morning. So apart from the news we are receiving by 1:30, because the news by 7 a.m. Is already moved, it's past, you understand, that has gone. So we should be expecting another news by 1:30, which is on Canadian dollars. Okay, all right, so let's move to the chart and look at what the chart is saying technically as of this morning. But before we do that, let's look at the currency strength meter. Let's see how the market is as of this morning. Okay, so based on what we're seeing as of this morning, it's showing that the USD is also pulling up strength. You can see even the green arrow is on it. As of now, the strongest instrument is the AUD, that's the Australian dollars, followed by the US dollars, and you can see the green arrow on it showing that it is gaining what? Strength, followed by the Switzerland franc and euros. They are also gaining strength. You can see the green arrows on it too. Then we have the Canadian dollar showing that it's dropping strength. We have NZD. Then the lowest or the weakest of them all is JPY. But one of the things that should be expected from all these other countries, the EU, countries under the EU, or that makes up the EU, then Canada, we should be expecting a retaliation from there. On the same wave, if anything is going to be happening on Monday with Russia too, we should look out for instruments that in terms of oil or gas, you understand? Because when you look at gas, Russia is one of the countries or the highest producer of gas too. So this is one of those instruments that we should be looking at that will be affected in the market. This is a trade war going on. And yes, we know it's going to affect the market. Fundamentally, technically, yes, it's going to affect the market. So let's move to technicals now and see how the market is going to be for today. Is the market moving up or is coming down? Let's look at it based on technical analysis. Yes. All right. Okay. Thank you. I'm coming. I'll share my screen now for us to see. Okay. Still with us. All right. Now, here we go. So, currently, I'm on Euro USD. Okay. I'm on Euro USD. So, yes. So based on what we are saying, as at 1 a.m., this is the news, you understand? This was around 1 a.m. That was when the news was released. And boom, we had the market flying down straight. It went down. It was massive. But you discover that as of this morning now, currently, as at 8 o'clock, the market is beginning to reverse back up. Yes, the market is beginning to open, is beginning to kick off as of this morning. And if you are looking at it now, the market is reverting back up. We're expecting the market price is going to push up. Look at it based on the structures we're seeing for a while now. It's been giving us this structure of a bearish movement, a downfall of price. Yes, based on what we're seeing for a while now, this is on Euro USD 1 hour time frame. Price has been coming down. It's been coming down and it's been respecting the trend for a while. And you can discuss, if you look at it currently now, you discover that this information pushed price down to this support. Let me zoom it in so we see pushed price close to support, but the whole statement and everything was unable to break below this support zone. I was unable to break below the support zone. You can see it here. I was unable to break below this support zone. Now, price is now reversing back to the upside. Based on what we are seeing, price is reversing back to the upside. So until price is able to break above this side, we okay, I'm coming. Let's okay, still with us. Okay, can you see? Yes, based on what we're saying now, this is a strong demand zone and price has broken up, pushed it. Now we are expecting this is another resistance zone around this point. This is another resistance zone around this point. So based on what we are saying, if price is going to respect the trend, if price is to respect the trend, this point we're seeing here is a strong point where you're seeing my cushion. Now, okay, let me just drag it here. Okay, I'm with us. So around this point, as far as price is pushing up now, it gets to this point. If price is able to break above this point successfully, we should expect it to get to this trend line. But if he's unable to get to this trend line, if he's rejected around this point, then we should expect price to reverse back to the downside. You understand? So as it is now, currently, based on what we're saying, I just feel there's a reversal based on the news. You understand? It is an abnormal move. The move that you saw around 1 a.m. is an abnormal move. Why am I calling it an abnormal move? Based on information coming out from the president of the US. And we all know that he is one strong influencer of the market. So based on that, that's why this market moved. So now there's a reversal from the traders saying that is that right or is not right, and based on other information that will be coming out from other countries or bodies, that okay, we are going to retaliate. So we could also have what, a reversal, and that's what we are seeing now. Price is really moving back and trying to recover. Almost is more than 50%. This should be around 70% of the move that happened around one. You understand? So now, if he gets into this point and is unable to break above this point, then we should expect price to what, reverse back, except if and we have a breaking news from any of these countries. Then we should expect price to reverse massively. There will be a reaction, a massive reaction in the market. All right, so let's go to USD CAD. Look at USD CAD and see the reaction too. On USD CAD, you see, price moved or pushed up to this point, but at the end of the day, reversed back down. Now, what are we expecting? Let me zoom out for us to see. Price actually has been pushing up on USD CAD until it got to this point. This point we're saying is a strong resistance zone. At first, price went above it, thinking, because I was awake around that moment, I was thinking, fine, it could get to this point or even go higher than that point. These 2 points that you've seen me marking out for us, even this third point, is what, these are all resistance zones. You understand? But price got into this point and reversed back down, respecting this resistance zone here. So unless price is able to break above this point, we shouldn't expect price to go up. But once price is able to break above it, then we should expect that bullish move on USD CAD. But like we all know, based on past experience, you understand, you know, when we talk about technicals too, we say it's the reaction of the market based on what, past experience. The last time when US started this whole trade war, the president of US started the trade war and everything, we saw the way Canada reacted to it. It wasn't a good one. They reacted to the tariff that was placed on them, saying that no, you can't tell us what to do. And the same way it is, we're expecting that this market will react. There will be a reaction, there will be a retaliation from Canada. So fine, let's wait and see. Let's cross our fingers and watch. Depending on what we're seeing or depending on information we get from the market, is the market going to move to the upside? Let's wait for it to break. And see, one of the interesting things that we've seen in this particular season is we'll discover that the market has actually thrived more fundamentally based on informations coming out. Even some informations just coming without us even knowing when it's going to be released. You only receive the news and you see the market moving in that direction, just like the US president has always done. So are we expecting that? All right, well, hopefully we're expecting a retaliation from the Canadian economy. And if there's a retaliation on that, we all know where the market is going to be going. All right. So for this, technically, if it's unable to break above this zone, we should expect price to come back down. Or as of this moment, due to the trade war, we could have a little ranging market. Ranging market first before the market picks up is what? Direction. But based on what we are seeing now, we can see price might go bearish and it's going to be strong. The bearish move could be strong to recover all this move. Based on my own bias, I will expect USD CAD to go down, to push to the downward side. I'm expecting a bearish move on USD CAD. That's my own bias. All right, let's move to another instrument. Let's go to USD JPY. USD JPY. All right, come in. Okay. USD JPY, after which we'll move to USD CHF, right? Then we also look at GBP USD once that is done. Let's see, try and look at all the whole major instruments and metals, all the whole major currency pair. Then we'll move to commodity. All right, so first thing is USD JPY. All right, I'm on USD JPY now. So looking at it, this is on USD JPY. So yes, the reaction of the market as of one. And if you look at it, based on what we saw, it gave us this three white soldiers, giving us the bullish move, pump 1, 2, 3. But you know, this actually moved based on news, you understand, based on the information that was given. Then if you look at it, technically it respected the zone, the resistance zone. It could not break above it and price started dropping. Based on what I'm seeing, I'm expecting a bearish move on USD JPY. But before I will go for that, one of the things we need to understand is this market needs to meet up with requirements too. If it doesn't meet our requirements, then we don't push. But once it hits our requirement, then we can push. You understand? Okay, so let's see it on 15 minutes time frame. All right, so on 15 minutes time frame, there's a zone around this point. I was actually suspecting that, but we weren't seeing it clearly. Can you see there's a zone around this point, and you discover that price even ranged around it a little here. So what are we expecting? If price is able to break below this point successfully, if price is able to break this below this point successfully, then we can go for that what? Bearish move. We should expect the bearish move to go down successfully. You understand? So my take on it, I'll be expecting a bearish move. If price is able to break below this USD JPY successfully, then we should go for that bearish move. We should expect price to move down once it's able to break below this point on USD JPY. This is on my 15 minutes time frame. Yeah, you might not see it clearly like that on 1 hour. 1 hour, but on 15 minutes time frame, yes, you see the zone. So let's hold on and see. Is it breaking below it? If it breaks below it successfully, I'm expecting it to go down. A bearish move. Yes, that's that on USD JPY. All right, so let's go to USD CHF and see what is happening on USD CHF. Okay, I'm with us, USD CHF. All right, so we can see it. There's been a strong bearish move on this. The real truth is the US dollars is weak. Generally, it's weak, but been trying to recover its own strength. But with this whole trade tariff and trade war going on, there will be a reaction, and that's what we are seeing now. On this, you're seeing a strong bearish move on candle zero. We're seeing a strong bearish move on candle zero based on what we're seeing. Yes, strong bearish move on candle zero. Okay, so let's look at it. On the 1 hour, look at it. I had to zoom out for us to see how the market has been moving. And for a long while now, we've been seeing that the market has been what? Bearish. It's been giving us that bearish move on 1 hour candle. All right, so let's go to a higher time frame and see the same bearish move. On daily time frame, too, is giving us that bearish move. Price has been dropping. Okay, so weekly time frame too, we can see it's dropping, showing that the CHF actually has been gaining more strength than the USD. You understand? So what are we expecting? What are we expecting? Based on what we're expecting, based on what I'm seeing here, I will pitch my tent with the bears too. I'm expecting the market price to drop. But for me to go for bearish on this particular market now, I will expect price to break below this point successfully first. If it's able to break below this point successfully, then we can go for that bearish move. Once it closes below this particular point that has been marked out for us, we can go for that strong bearish move. But unless that is done, let's wait. Unless that is done, let's hold on, because below this point, there's a zone. So let's hold on for price to break below this point successfully. Once it breaks below this point successfully, then we can go for that what? Bearish move. That's that on USD CHF. So we'll go to GBP USD. GBP USD. All right. So this is GBP USD. So looking at GBP USD now, yes, we also had that bearish move on GBP USD too. It was so strong as of this morning, came down, then ranged a little. Then as at 7 o'clock, the market reacted to the news that came out on GBP, saying that the GBP, based on the GDP news that came out, that it is bearish, bad for them. And that's why we have this strong bearish move. But we can see that the market has also reversed back immediately. By 8, you can see it. We have this. It's even more than 50% the move, up to 70% of that move. It has gone back up. And yes, basically, I, for one, I will pitch my tent with the bulls. Yes, I'm pitching my tent with the bulls, irrespective of the negative data that was given on GDP as of this morning. I'm still pitching my tent with the bulls, because looking at it, price got to a support zone. Basically, if you look at it, price has been dropping on the GDP USD for a while now. Can you see it? If you're following the trend, it's been dropping slowly, calmly. It's been a cool movement dropping down, but now it has gotten to a support zone, and that's why we're seeing price trying to reverse back to the upside. You understand? Before now, here we have price having issues before it broke it up here, moved up to the upside and everything. So where it is now, if it's able to break below this point successfully, based on trend, if it's able to break below this point successfully, then we should expect a bearish move. But based on what we're seeing on candle zero, price has been pushing down. Well, it's giving us this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher lower of a trend. So if it breaks below this particular section, then we should expect a strong bearish move. We should expect the move to go down, down. It should sell. But if that is not the case, then we could have price reversing back to the upside. Okay. All right. So that's that. Thank you. On GBP USD, let's move to AUD USD. AUD USD now. Yes. And based on what we're seeing on AUD USD, you discover that the trend actually on AUD USD has been bullish, showing that the AUD has been stronger, or it's been doing something good has been happening in the Australian economy. That's why the Australian currency has been gaining strength based on what we're seeing on 1 hour. Can you see? Price has pushed up. The last time price came down to this point, we expected this support zone here, pushed up. First it got here, pushed up, got to this high, came back down. Now it has gone back to that same point again, going back to that same point. So around this point, okay, so I'm coming around this point now. This is more or less like almost a new high in a long while. So we're expecting price to break above this point successfully, because this is a new zone. And if price is able to break above that point successfully, some of the things that could likely happen there is price could range. And like we all know, a ranging zone is a correction point. You understand? Price could range around this point. Then after that, it gives off its final direction, either to the upside or downside. So what are we expecting? Are we expecting the market price to move up or come down until it breaks above this section? Then we can follow. But if it expects this point, this particular direction or this particular zone, price could reverse back to the downside. So let's wait and see. Is it breaking above this point, or is it going to reverse back down to the downside? You understand? That's the main thing about this market. Is it breaking above it or reverse? Hello? I believe can you hear me from your end, please? Can you hear me now? If you can hear me clearly, please kindly respond. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Hello? Hey, fuck. All right. Okay. Hello? Hey, God. What's all this? Hello? 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 Okay. You can hear me now, right? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just wanted to confirm on that because I wanted to know if you can hear me. And since you're telling me that you can hear me now, thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry, it was a technical glitch. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So we're going to move on now. We're going to move on now. So sorry for that glitch. Okay. Uh, just like I said, let me go back to my NZD USD. I've marked out the points for us saying that, okay, if price is able to break above this point, we can go for the buy. And if closes below this point, we can go for the sell. But these are two zones that price has moved between for now. So if he's able to break above this point, because price could get to this point and get rejected. All right. So if he gets rejected, it's going to reverse back down to the downside. Also, just some certain informations we've been getting since yesterday, as of yesterday and this morning, that President Trump is also threatening a 50% tariff on countries like Brazil. You understand? And if they're going to be doing that, some of the instruments that you see being affected, first thing first, now I'm moving into agros. You understand? I'm moving into commodity now, agro commodities. One of the things that you could see being affected is coffee. You could see the price of coffee changing. You understand? Because Brazil is a major producer of coffee. So one of the reactions you could see is price could become what? Expensive. If the tariff is being increased by 50%, we could have a strong bullish move on coffee. So these are some of the things we should look at. Remember, I was telling us if you want to trade on some of these instruments like corn, wheat, sugar, cocoa, and the likes, one of the things you need to look at is weather and climate. Then, if there are going to be information coming in, like monetary policies and all those things, tariff increase in tariff and the like, could also affect it. So let's cross our fingers and see if that comes to fruition. If it comes into play, we can have the price going up on coffee. All right, so let's move to the next commodity instrument I'll be looking at, which is gold. Let's go to gold. Let's go to gold. I'm going to gold. I'm going to gold now. It was gold. Okay. So I'm on gold. And like we all know, the US dollars is paired with gold in the global market. And based on what we're saying, we can see that price has gone back up to this point. This is a zone here that it has formed for a while now. That's the resistance zone. Price got to that point, tested that point before it reversed back down, closed, and now it's starting again with the bullish move. So yes, I for one, this is what I would advise. If price of gold is able to break above this particular point successfully, then you can go for that bullish move. If it breaks above it successfully, you can go for that bullish move. Unless that is done, you need to respect this zone, because currently we discovered that in the market and price, all, whether on currencies, commodity, or indices, they've all been respecting this zone. So one of the things we need to look at now is to look at all these zones, both support, resistance. What is price doing? Is price respecting it? Yes. If it's respecting it, then we'll follow it. You understand? Based on the trend, you see that price actually dropped for a while on gold. So it could still follow that same trend, getting to this point, respecting this zone and dropping. But as far as price breaks above this point successfully, then we could have a change of structure. It could reverse back to the upside, you understand, and keep pushing to the upside. So for now, let's wait and see what price wants to do. Is it breaking above it or getting rejected? That's what it's going to be. But at the same time, weakness of dollars could also determine its direction. If the dollars is weak, you see price pushing up. If it's strong, you see price pushing down. Only in some other situations, you see gold moving up. And what are those situations? All right, so as of this morning, I was listening to the news, and information is coming in from Netanyahu that he's ready to cease fire permanently, but their soldiers are still on ground for anything. If it's either it goes one way or the other way, you understand? And if Hamas and the likes and even Iran, they decide to kick off pushing more for war, we know that it's going to affect this market on commodities, you understand? Basically, you see reactions pushing, and yes, price will also move. Another thing, let's move to oil now. Information came in on the war between Russia and Ukraine this morning, and we discovered that Russia had actually struck the capital of Ukraine, which is Kiev, you understand? Struck them this morning, releasing some missiles to that part, affecting them. And we all know that in terms of oil or gas, it's more on Russia too, you understand? So all these things will also affect the market, affecting the move. It could make price to become what expensive on some of these instruments. Yes. All right, so oil, I'm on oil now. But basically, price of oil is expected to drop because for a while, we've seen the way it is now, the amount of countries we have that are producers of oil is on the high side. And you can see price is dropping again. Look at it, got to this high, and it's got to this particular point here, this rejection zone here. And I'm getting there, it started coming back down, you understand? It's coming back down. And as of this morning now, it's been ranging between these 2 points. This is point 1 and this is point 2. It's just been between these 2 points. So what I was saying, what I'm saying is this: if price is able to break above this path successfully, we could have a bullish move. And if it gets rejected based on the move we've been seeing between these 2 points, it could come back to this path and break below and continue its movement. You understand? So unless it gives us that direction, we should hold on for it. That's that on oil. That's that on oil. Unless it gives us this direction, a pure, clear direction to break above or it's going down, that's when we should what? Follow this. Okay? All right. Okay. So one more instrument on commodity. Let's look at wheat. Let's look at wheat. Let's look at wheat. Let's go to wheat. Then move to indices. All right, so I'm on wheat now. This is wheat, and based on what we're seeing, some of the largest producers of wheat is Ukraine. And as you can see, as of this morning, just like I said, the information I just got on CNN saying that Russia struck Ukraine, you understand? And some of the things that will happen is there's always going to be a reaction. There will be scarcity of some of these foods because they might also want to preserve the food for their own self and their own people, you understand, if they don't have it in large quantity, or maybe due to the wars, they will have the spoils they are going to be having is going to be more. You understand? Maybe they are unable to transport, or they are unable to even, or some of the stores are they are keeping some of these goods is being destroyed. Now you discover that the amount or quantity they are going to be having is going to be small. So because of that, price might change to the upside. Some of these things are just some of the things that happens, and you see price pushing up. You understand? So as of this moment now, what are we expecting? Are we expecting price to push up? Based on what I am seeing, I will say I'm expecting price to come down on wheat, because price got to this high, gapped down, recovered, just covered for that gap. What are we still expecting? I'm still expecting price to push back to the downside. Yes. Based on the structure I'm seeing around here, I'm expecting price to push back to the downside. But that may not be the case. That may not be the case. Now, price could still break above this point and push up, continue pushing up based on the latest information of the war between Russia and Ukraine. What Russia did to Ukraine this morning, we could have a reversal of this thing, pushing back to the upside, and price could become what? Expensive. Yes, that could also be another reason. But if that is not the case, if you're able to quell that, because already we're also having the US president saying that they are trying to, they are beginning to talk about giving Ukraine more weapons for the war. You understand? So if Ukraine should continue in this manner too, yes, we could have a continuation on the upside. But based on the pattern we are seeing technically as of this morning, I'm expecting a bearish move on wheat. I'm expecting the price of wheat to fall. That's my own bias, or that's my own take on wheat. I'm expecting a bearish move on wheat. All right. So that's that on commodity. Let's go to indices now. Let's move to indices. So we're going to look at US 30, US 100, US 500, US 2000. All right. So let me open all down first, then we move. Okay. Okay. So I'm with us, please. Okay. I'm still with us, please. Yes. All right. Yes, 500. Okay. So that's that for that. Okay, so US 30, on US 30, based on what we're seeing, as of this morning, remember, when we checked the currency strength meter, we saw that the US currency was gaining strength. And so it's one reason why we should expect a bearish move. Once the US dollars is strong on indices, we see it going down. You understand? If it's weak, we see indices going up. So as of this morning, based on what we saw that the price on US or the strength of the US currency is what is on the strong side. Okay, so let's check it again. So we'll see. Let's show us. I'm coming. Based on what we're seeing on currency strength meter, except if it starts dropping strength. So can we see, as of now, this is where it is. We're still seeing that euros is gaining strength, NZD is gaining strength. That's the only currency gaining strength. We're not seeing the green arrow on the USD. You understand? That's just it. But first, as at when we started, we saw the way the market, it was showing the green arrow on it. So it proved that it was gaining strength as of that moment. So that's why we are having this move on candle zero, this strong bearish move. And I want to believe that the same move we'll be having on US 100 too. Let's see. I want to believe exactly we are having that same move on it. This was the whole move that happened, I think, around that 1 a.m. Let's see if I'm not wrong. This is it. Yes, around 1. It was a strong bearish move on US 100, a strong bearish move, because the statement gave the US currencies or economy strength around that point. Let's see US 500 too. Is it moving in the same line? Yes, it's giving us that same move. It's giving us that same move. So based on the information we're seeing on all the US stocks, I feel they are all moving in the same direction based on what we're seeing now. They are all moving in the same direction. So this is it. If price is able to break below some certain points, so let me start with US 30. If price is able to break below this point successfully, we could have price still moving bearish. Based on what we're saying, dollars is strong as of this morning. So yes, we could have a bearish move. On all the US stocks, we could have a stronger bearish move. Strong bearish move. Could have that bearish move going down, down, down to this point where this zone is. All the zones are where I'm marking out for us. Okay, so this is tight, except if we want it free, we could bring it down to this point. But if price should get to this point and respect this point based on the fact that it has done this, then we could expect a bullish move from this point. You understand? That's that on US 100. So US 500 is still giving us, okay, US 500. So around this point, price could get rejected here and reverse back to the upside. Yes, we could have price reversing back to the upside. Yes, so that's that here. Let's look at US 2002, US 2000. Okay, we're expecting price around this point to get to this point, then reverse back to the upside. So if price is able to respect this zone, it will reverse back unless price breaks below this particular zone that has been marked out for us. Then that's when we can say, okay, price is going to go bearish. But if it reverses back from here, we should expect a bullish move on this instrument. That's that for that. All right, so it's time now to look at it. I've seen that drop some message or questions for me. So let's look at some of these till I can see we have like some 8 minutes more. So I'll try my best to look at all the questions we have that you've dropped down for me. Okay, so I can see Bukasa saying, sir, please look at DE30. All right, so let's look at DE30. Let's look at DE30. I'm coming. DE30. Okay, so I'm on it. DE30. All right, so on DE30, that's for the German stocks. We discovered that price has actually been dropping for a while now. It got to this particular high. From that high, price has been dropping. So based on what we're saying, what are we expecting? Should we still expect a bearish move or not? All right, so let's zoom out and see what price is doing. So this is it on 1 hour, on 4 hours too. Price got to that high and is dropping. Okay, so we could have, based on what we're seeing now, price could get rejected around this point based on what we're seeing on 4 hours time frame. Yes, price could get rejected because there's a zone where price is currently. But okay, based on what we're seeing on weekly time frame, is giving us a bullish move on the candle zero monthly. It's still giving us that. It's been moving up. That's what it's saying. But fine, let's look at it. It's just a minor pullback. That's what I feel. I'm feeling a minor pullback around this point. It's just a minor pullback around this point. So as far as price is unable to break below this part, we can't say it's still going to push back to the downside. This is on 1 hour time frame now. So it's just a minor pullback, I feel. So if price should respect this zone, and we can, like we can see it, we can also see that price is struggling around there. That's why we're seeing this rejection. We can see the shadows, you understand? Price is unable to break below this point for a while now. So as far as price does not break this point, we could have price reversing back to the upside on DE30. But if it breaks below it, then we could have a continuation on that particular move. So that's that on DE40. All right, A1 Wisdom is saying I should look at oil WTI. Okay, so let's look at oil. Okay, oil WTI. Let's look at oil WTI. Oil WTI. Okay, oils WTI. All right, oil WTI. So based on what we're seeing on oils WTI, where is market going? All right, let me zoom out a little so we can see it too. Price dropped here based on the news then, and after that ranged for a while, pushed back to the upside. So what are we expecting? Well, basically, the US has this WTI, that's the West Texas Intermediate. US has always expected, I've been trying to push the price of oil down. So I should, on my own bias, I'm still expecting the price of oil to come down. And we can see as of this morning, is even ranging. Currently, is ranging. Based on what we are saying, it's just a little, yeah, it started this range from this particular point and this point. So based on that, we should hold on for price to what break above or below this point first. If that's when we know the exact direction it's going to. Is it going to go up or is it going to come down? That's the way it is. If it doesn't do that, then we can't say this is the direction it's going to go. You understand? And if you look at oil too, it's giving us that same move. It's ranging too, just like I said, it's ranging. You understand? So unless it gives us that definite direction, we shouldn't pick it. That's that on oils WTI and oils on its own normal. Okay. All right. So let's look at some of the other question and meters. Okay. I've done the 40 for us. Okay. Do we have all right? So based on what it is now, just 3 minutes more. So I'll give the opportunity for us to ask one more question, one more question. I think I've answered, touched others question and what they want me to look at. So just one more question. One more question. I'm waiting for that person to drop it. Just drop that question for me. Once you drop it, then I'll pick it from there. One more. Drop that question for me on one more instrument. Okay, Ebuka, you're saying thank you very much. You're welcome. Does USD affect DE30? Remember, I said something when I started the analysis on DE30. I said it's a German stock. So DE30 is affected mainly by euros. Yes, it's affected by euros, not the US dollars. It's not affected by the US dollars. DE30 is the German index affected by euros. So that's that. So at this junction, I'm going to be calling it a day with us, but kindly know that today is a Friday and the market closes by 10. So that information is just to help our risk management, you understand, know how to close the market on time, your trade on time. If you know you do not have that strong amount or strong funds to sustain your trade till the following okay, so that's that for that. Thank you very much. So for everybody that has joined us, I say thank you very much to everyone that has joined us. See you same time next week. Bye for now.